Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show of people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out is the vibe we dealing. It's not a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that will feel happen and dark and blue skies. I don't think that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show of people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out is the vibe we dealing. It's not a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that will feel happen and dark and blue skies. I don't feel that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB.
right, welcome. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on a Friday morning. It's the 6th day of December, 2024. And we welcome you to the program this morning. I'm Nuri Mohammed. And we have, well, shall I say, a good conversation always here on WUB. And today, inshallah, will be no exception. As you know, before we get into the main course after 7 o'clock, we give you some preliminaries. We give you a look at the weather and also an update from our news center. And today our forecaster is Francisca Wellington. Welcome, Francisca.
Relatively moist conditions will support sunny skies with cloudy spells today and tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated today, increasing tonight, mainly over southern areas. In the outlook for Saturday and Saturday night is for a few showers, periods of rain, and isolated thunderstorms mainly over southern areas. Winds today will blow from the northeast at 10 to 20 knots and seas will be moderate. Low tides will occur at 8:53 this morning and 9:56 tonight. High tides follow at 2:59 this afternoon and 3:52 tomorrow morning. Temperatures this afternoon will peak at 74 Fahrenheit up in the Maya Mountains, 84 along the coast, and 86 inland. The moon will rise at 10:40 this morning and the sun will set at 5:17 this evening. In the sargassum forecast, impacts, if any, from sargassum will continue to be minimal as observations show little to no sargassum over our area. And that's the latest from the Belize Weather Bureau. Do have a pleasant day.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports. And now, the news.
The Prime Minister, John Briceño, has informed that he intends to meet with officials of the Belize City Council on Wednesday of next week to discuss the garbage collection situation in the municipality. During that time, they expect to review the sustainability of the contract with the Belize Waste Control that is currently on a go slow. It is alleged that the council is in arrears in the thousands of dollars with the sanitation contractor, though the figure has not been yet confirmed. In relation to a garbage tax, the Prime Minister says that the Council can submit its proposal for Cabinet consideration. In a release yesterday, in a release on Thursday, November 28, the Belize National Teachers Union expressed its utter frustration at the continued delay of the payment of allowances and increments for some teachers for 3 months. It appeared that the union had reached its wit's end and threatened that it would no longer continue to beg for what is rightfully theirs. Well, yesterday, the union held branch meetings countrywide, and our reports are that the membership voted overwhelmingly to take industrial action in January. We will have more details in subsequent newscasts later today. On Thursday, the Minister of Local Government and Rural Transformation, the Honorable Oscar Ricania, told the media that the assessment of communities being affected by recent floods is still ongoing. He added that the government will begin to look at long-term solutions for the various flood-prone areas across the country.
Well, what I can say is I want to start off by thanking NEMO and the ministry, for their quick response. It has really been, a joint effort. Of course, NEMO being the leading agency, but we have seen support from the Ministry of Infrastructure, from the Ministry of Health, certainly our Ministry of Rural Transformation, and we're all working together to see how, we can bring some level of stability to the affected communities. I believe that on a long-term basis, we have to do some serious assessment in terms of, certain communities that are constantly affected by flooding. to see how best we can address those situations and to put in place, where possible, mitigating factors to be able to, mitigate kind of losses and impact that we are seeing, to those people in those affected areas.
Just over 2 weeks after QRT police raided the business of naturalized Belizean Joshua Ashbourne, he has been slapped with multiple charges. The 47-year-old owner of Double Zero, located along Western Avenue in Belize City, was charged with 5 counts of possession of false documents and 5 counts of preparation for a crime. He has not yet been charged in connection to a firearm and ammunition that was also found during the raid conducted on 18th of November. The documents and the items in question were 6 Chinese passports, 5 of which had in fake visas and several purported immigration stamps. At this Monday's press briefing, the Commissioner of Police reported that they had not discovered any link to anyone within the Immigration Department. And that's our news brief for today, the 6th day of December 2024. There's more news coming up in the program that follows us, the Morning Stew. That comes up at 12 o'clock. There's also a news update at 3 and a full news broadcast at 5:15, all on CREM Radio. Here on XTV, we bring you the full news broadcast at 6 o'clock this evening. It's now 10 minutes to 7 o'clock. We'll take a short break and come back, and we'll open the phone lines to begin our conversation for this Friday.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. The news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
All right, welcome back. This is WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes in a Friday morning, a big up Friday for you or for others, and it is an important day for all of us. And we welcome you to WUB for this Friday morning. Our numbers here and the lines are open now, 280-5848, and you're welcome to call and to weigh in. There's been so much accidents on our roads. A couple of months ago, the news was highlighting the amount of motorcycle deaths on the roadways, and our roadways continue to be like a killing field. Alcohol is a major factor, but there are other elements that is also important as to why we keep having so many deaths. Welcome, caller.
Good morning, Nuri. This is Sandra Corey.
Welcome.
I decided to get in early.
Yes, you did.
I'm calling about two matters, basically. One, insurance. When the day that the murder happened in New York, I think it was day before yesterday, of the CEO of the largest health insurance company in the United States, Brian Thompson, I think is his name.
Right.
It happened in New York. I said to a friend, I said, I believe that the killer is probably a disgruntled customer client. Well, last night, I don't know if this has been said in all the American media, that they found written on one of the bullets, but I don't know if it was more than one bullet, words that are normally associated with the method of operation of insurance companies when they don't want to pay up. At least that is what was reported. And why am I mentioning this, Nuri? Because health is becoming an utter tragedy all over the world.
Absolutely.
Including in Belize.
Absolutely.
People come to a point where they just don't have the money anymore to continue the treatment. They may have the money to start, but they can't finish it. And by that time, they will need a lot more money. And so they make up their minds that it is time to die. I have had this personal experience with a couple of persons in my life in this year, well, in the last 6 to 9 months, where that was ultimately the reason the person died. And you know, Nuri, apart from the health problem, when you study the Palestinian problem, all the wars, the United States political mess, at the heart of it is the refusal of human beings to accept that ethical behavior makes for good sense. It's good sense to be ethical with people.
Yeah.
We can't always be, because there may be circumstances that stop us from practicing ethical behavior. Truly, circumstances of merit. But if we make up our minds in the ordinary daily lives, or run of our daily lives, that we will be ethical with all we meet and interact with to as great an extent as possible, it will make for a calmer world. The young man who killed him, they said, was seen by many people in the area.
Yeah.
He was attending an investment conference. So evidently, that person was following him closely. The young man went so far as to ride away on an e-bike.
Yeah.
So he came to do what he planned to do, and after he had done it, he left.
And had coffee.
There are many instances, Nuri, across the world and in this country, and I can speak personally because my mother was involved in insurance for many Jamaica to act honorably. First of all, to make sensible decisions. They decided to go into motor. That was a move my mother never supported, but she was not on the board of governors of the company. She did not support going into motor because motor is an area of insurance where you are constantly under siege to make payouts, and if you don't have the income and the society doesn't allow it, you're going to run into trouble. So head office went into motor. That was one bad decision. And the next decision was a dishonorable decision to use the monies of that they held for their customers to buy big homes in Red Hills in Jamaica, in Kingston. You see? And when you study the Caribbean, we have had one too many insurance failures for such a small society.
Yeah.
And when you study the reasons don't differ any different. They are no different than the ones that affected colonial insurance. Let me see, 41 years ago, when my mother closed down the office in Belize. The auditors had come in. The auditors used to come from Europe, Scotland, and they had advised the company long before to separate the two accounts, the Belize account and the Jamaican account, because the Jamaican account was being poorly managed. The Belize account was not. It's the Belize account that helped to keep them afloat. So the Caribbean has a history of not doing right by customers and clients in the insurance field. A history. And we have to stop it. Because it is that history, not only in insurance, but in government, particularly, that has given us a bad reputation in order, when you go out there with your hand stretched out to beg for anything. They don't trust us with the money, Nuri. No, they don't want to give it to us either, but they don't trust us. And they know very well why there's good reason not to trust us, because we put our money into their banks, into the powerhouse banks. We put our money in there. So they know if all the money that the different government, public officials around the world have lodged in foreign accounts were brought back, that money was brought back home, Nuri, we wouldn't be in the mess we are facing climate change to start with. Health, education. So they know how dishonest we are. But it is the burden is on us to become an ethical, moral people, constantly thinking, using the revised commandment of the Christian world. Love thy brother as thyself.
Absolutely. That's it.
When you do that, when you practice that, you will make some mistakes, but they won't be big and they won't be many, and they won't be of the consequence that we have to deal with now.
Absolutely.
So that's insurance, health insurance.
Yeah.
So a man, the CEO of the biggest insurance, health insurance in America gets killed. And as I tell you, I told my friend, I suspect, I didn't know who the killer was, just know of the situation. I suspect that's a disgruntled customer cash client.
Yeah.
Well, following the media report last night, that's what it is. Seems to be, because that's what was written on the bullet. He took time to write the words on the bullet, or bullets. Now this brings me to the second insurance problem. And you know, Nuri, when you are in a health crisis, especially when it's your loved one, you want it to work. You don't need a headache of a dishonest insurance company added to your mess. You're already in a mess, you know. And then you add that to it, unethical behavior. You see?
Yes.
Yeah, in the pleadings given by Vanuatu at the ICJ case that is being heard on climate change, they made an extremely significant point in connection with the suffering they are going through becoming uninsurable, Nuri. You know how significant that is?
That is a big point.
Uninsurable.
Yeah.
So they will suffer the damage of storms and floods and erosion and Lord knows what all. But they will not be able to get insurance because the insurance companies have decided that they are a dangerous client to insure.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to argue with the capitalist system on this matter. But insurance is done normally in our societies by private companies for business. They want to make a profit, right?
That's right. That's right.
So they won't take on a risk that is a guaranteed loss. You see? Because at the ICJ, there's a whole coalition of states that have actually, this case at the ICJ has its roots among Pacific students, university students, who approached their government to go to the ICJ to get a clarification on the legal responsibilities and therefore the consequences of those legal responsibilities of the countries that they accuse of contributing to climate change.
Right.
And at the beginning, the governments did not respond. Vanuatu did not respond to its citizens' request, its young people's request, but eventually they all responded. And that they would then read a planetary call for support to go to the ICJ. And one of the countries, European countries, that would step up right away almost was Portugal, because they know they've been suffering from the same climate change. They are part of the first world, but suffering from climate change. So they were one among the first, the cohort of countries that organized and pushed to get it to the ICJ. 199 to 100 entities will be there. Belize spoke. Apparently, Belize made its presentation on Tuesday.
Yes.
I have to get a hold of that. But the point I'm talking about now is insurance. And we will, look, about a year ago, RFG made a wonderful suggestion about creating a coastal forest. That's a solution that has been eternally one that I support. It won't, I don't know if they started, but I know when I heard their position on the media, I immediately gave public support to it, because as I said, it is one of my positions.
Can you
second point.
Yeah, before you go to your second point, can you elaborate a little bit on
Let me try to get volume here in Nuri.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I said, you hearing me now?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, can you elaborate on that RF&G suggestion? It slipped me. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, RF&G, some time ago, a precisely was aired where they said RF&G was proposing the creation of a coastal forest on the coast with marine plants that are adaptable to being planted in saltwater areas or areas. And I don't remember if they enumerated the content of the forest, but my forest would include sea grapes, cocoa plums, mangroves, the northern, all of those would form a coastal forest. And the other day I told Mose I would take the full coastal forest now either inside the boundary, or if it's possible to plant it outside. That of course wouldn't be grapes and cocoa plums. That would be just mango outside the boundary as a starter. It will bind the soil, you see. It will bind the soil and it will act as a break, a wind break and a water break.
I don't
And that was what they were suggesting. And I suggested that let the schools let the young people take up the You see, when you're in there, solution. Everything in life has a solution.
Yeah. You can't
But
find
you
it.
have to be willing, huh?
You have to find that solution, but it's there somewhere.
It is there, and I thought that was an excellent. It is in tandem with mine. I take that same position.
Yeah.
Now this brings me to the rivers. Man, river management is not something that Belize is going to discover and nobody else knows about. This has been practiced. How you think our human ancestors emerged out of the East African savanna to begin the building of the first civilization in the Nile? How you think they did that? Just like that? They learned and practiced river management. The Nile had to be managed, both in its upper reaches and in its lower reaches on the delta. Because two kinds of river management you're going to need there.
Right.
They did it. So here we are now, Nuri, constantly faced with flooding from rivers in the Belize River that flows across a low floodplain. So the river not coming at velocity. It's not sweeping down and cleaning up. No! It's coming slowly, meandering, depositing water. And the rules of river management: clean out your rivers, keep an army, the same army that if we don't fight Guatemala, then for heaven's sake, let them fight the river problem, no?
Yeah.
Clean out the river. The river has a lot of debris, so the silt builds up and builds up. Then the mouth of the river, the new river in Orange Walk, that's at the silted mouth is a part of the problem, Nuri. So what you end up with now is a sort of U with all the water gathered in there, nowhere to exit, can't exit, so you end up with flood. So it's the same thing in Belize, the Belize River. Now in the upper reaches of our rivers, evidently it's going to be that type of silting because it's on a low river plain. But you're going to have trees that will fall in. We had lots of fires. As a fire is finished, Mr. Ministers, clean up the debris. The debris is firewood for the next fire. Firewood for the next fire. What happened? You all want to leave these problems for the problem get big, hoping that out there is going to be kind. They're not going to be kind to anybody. You don't see that? You can't see that? Why you think 99 people have gone to the court? Some to defend and most to oppose. Calling, listen, we have a problem, we need compensation, reparation. That's why they're at the court. And there are people there saying, well, yes, but not under those terms, and we can't give you because this you're treating us Satan, that is treating. It's a deadly game being fought out there at that court, Nuri. Deadly game. But are we going to sit and wait and make the problems pile up until we are all dead? You can do two things. Clean up after our science. Clean up right away, get rid of that debris, and clean out your rivers. Clean your mouth of your river. Clean out all debris brought down from the river. Clean out the silt in the river so that the river depth then is going to be at its proper depth and you won't have all the water. A shallow river will make all the water wash over the land. You see what I mean? Yes, when it washes over it deposits silt, but it also stops economic. So you may still have your water bring up your silt, or the silt that you get out of the river, that can become fertilizer for your riverbank land. Man, we don't need to be where we are. We can't say we're going to sit and wring hand and pray to these people. These people are. During, I heard a discussion on an Indian media house with I think he's American expert, and he made a significant point to the Indian people. He said the Indian national budget is a big one because South India is a big country. If they were to take the entire GDP, with all that goes into the GDP calculation for 125 years, they would need it. They would need that GDP for 125 years to meet the financial needs for solving the current private problem. You hear that?
Edible.
No, I don't mean if you heard it. I'm saying that if you hear that comparison, that ratio. So, go ahead.
No, that's significant. That is saying that, no matter how much, years ahead of you, and you will not solve your problem.
And
not doing what you're
he and
supposed to
other
be doing.
people are making the point that I heard the minister just say he believes, when you just believe that. This is an urgent, critical problem. We don't have the deadlines are passed. That is, you all are waiting for deadlines. This is going to come. This is not negotiation. You can't negotiate this anymore. You are never allowed to negotiate with nature. Nature now has no time for you to negotiate. You are a new arrival in nature's plan. New arrival. So you can't, the negotiating time has, if there was any, it has passed. We've got to get to work to begin the solution. Because in the same way, and those countries in the Pacific are becoming uninsurable. Don't you see Belize becoming uninsurable? It's not the whole of Belize, at least the coastal areas, Nuri.
It can happen, yes.
Exactly.
But listen, it would be good to explain to people, what do you mean when you say uninsurable? It means that
they will not be able to buy insurance for your property.
Yes, but it means that the condition, take for example, flooding in certain areas of Florida, where they're saying now they're not going to insure because they cannot predict how many floods are going to be there, and you'll break the company to do it.
Said that by 2017, the young people now, when they reach his age, 2017, they're probably maybe no Miami. Los Angeles will be probably non-existent or virtually not existent. These are problems that are real. And all I get the feeling is we are twiddling our thumbs and paying and hoping for a little money there. The first decision our politicians have to make is to become honest people. That's the first decision. Turn to Singapore. Copy Singapore in honesty. Because they don't give us no money, and the worst don't give us because they know our finger not to go rather slippery. They're not going to give us none. And we, the people, have to become like the Korean people. That's the last thing I end with. Look at what the example Korea has given the world in this last few days since Sunday. Extraordinary example. Their president, not popular, issued a martial law proclamation out of the blue on the Korean constitution. That is not allowed. And what did the Korean people do? Did they sit in their home and wonder the way Belize people like to do? No. They took to the streets in their tens of thousands to tell the president no all, reverse that martial order. And he used the excuse that he was seeking to curb and curtail elements within South Korea who support North Korea.
Right.
They didn't buy that, Nuri.
No.
They didn't buy that. One analyst made a point yesterday that the Korean people demonstrated absolute ownership of their country. Isn't that right, Nuri?
Absolutely. The power
With the people. And they are now calling for his impeachment. And the workforce of the union, one of the largest unions, or the largest unions in South Korea, have said, if he is not impeached and he doesn't resign, we
good points from Miss Sandra this morning. We'll be back. Excellent points, Sandra. Excellent points. Underneath the Belize River, there are old mahogany trees that are still there under the water, blocking up. And some of that mahogany is worth millions and millions and millions of dollars if it can be brought to the surface. So that is a part of our problem with the rivers. So, and your point about using the military, because they're in the base. We're not dealing with Guatemala. Most of our military people are in the base. So that would be a good exercise for them to get out there, and part of their duty is to clear out that river. Very, very good points this morning, Sister Sandra. Thank you very much. Hopefully you'll call later. Take care.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Friday, and you're watching WB and Creme Television and Creme Radio. You know, each and every Friday we do Big Up Friday. So make me see who I'm getting big up today. All right?
Friday.
Big up who you want big up?
You know, so I big up the environment, you know, I big up my people, you know. You know, I big up man like Sabo, you know, say. We run the whole thing in back here, you know. Look out for the youths.
Yeah, you're big up.
Yeah, man, big time.
All right.
One love, brother.
All right.
Want to big up the global call center that I am at, so welcome at right now.
Yeah.
And
Welcome back. This is WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on a Friday morning, 6th day of December 2024. Just a matter of days before we end this month and go into a new year. Sister Sandra, thank you very much. You dropped out so many heavy ideas just now. We appreciate it. But one that struck me is the fact that this moral element, this ethical element that we keep overpassing, this idea that we should do the right thing, we should think before we act, this idea that we should love for others what we love for ourselves, that we should put the person that we're dealing with, we should deal with that person like we're dealing with ourselves, or like how we would want somebody to deal with. Just an ethical frame of reference that doesn't require a college education, doesn't require even education. It just requires you having a kind of a sense of what is right and what is wrong. And the fact that in our public sphere, that is almost not considered. What's considered is the dollar value, and is the point that she was bringing across in terms of insurance. Now, we won't argue insurance because we know that under proper management, insurance is a valuable thing to have. Everybody, I think, can use insurance, especially during times of emergency when it comes to health, etc. But there's so many schemes of crookedness that goes on in insurance companies, not necessarily because they sit around a table and decide that they will cheat the public, but just the thing that they say when you are doing big business or signing contracts. They say, always read the fine print, because the devil is in the details. And that's because when the insurance is telling you the value of buying their policy, you're hearing all the good things of what they will do for you, and you know that you will be able to collect if you're sick, or if your relative is sick, or if you're in an accident, or your vehicle needs to be repaired, whatever. You hear the good spill. But in the details, it comes when it's time to collect. And you find resistance on the part of the insurance to not want to pay in the way in which they came to you and said, don't worry about that, we ain't pay, just make sure that you pay your premiums every month. The reality is that it does not work, and it's not only Belize that we're talking about, but we're talking almost a global insurance way in which insurance is ran globally. I remember the big argument during the time of President Obama was him trying to regulate these insurance companies in the United States and to ensure that at the health level that people would be covered for their health emergencies. It was known as Obamacare. And as you know, Trump and Republicans fought against that. And it is said that the reason they fought so strongly against it is because the million-dollar companies, insurance companies, multi-million-dollar companies, backed the Republican rejection of Obamacare. And Obamacare was basically to say that the insurance company was refusing to pay the policies of those insured persons who were at a financial level that they were not able to afford the care. And so whatever policy that you may have had is very, very limited in what type of care that you were able to receive. So if you are having issues dealing with coronary issues, if you have issues dealing with renal failure, if you're having problems dealing with some of these cancerous ways people are affected by cancers, variety, and the cancer used to be one thing, but now we understand cancer all across. In your leg, you have cancer in your head, you can have cancer in many parts of your body. So we have a better understanding of cancer today than we did, say, 20 years ago. But there are a lot of areas in which your insurance company will not touch that because it's too expensive. And so in America, it was a problem that people were crying out for better health care. And where were they looking? They were looking across the border at Canada. They were looking at Europe. They were looking in different areas of the world where the insurance companies, unlike those in America, were at least more receptive to insuring and making sure that the state insurance policies took care of people. So things like Medicare and Medicaid and these other names that they call them in the United States is kind of like insurance to ensure that your health care is taken care of through policies which the government ensures that you will be able to be taken care of if you're sick. And it extends, I think it was Miss Harris who was saying that the insurance should also cover taking care of your elderly persons that may be sick or need some kind of care. Yes, welcome, caller.
I'm back again, Nuri, on this matter of morals and ethics.
Yes.
When you study Christianity in its origins, Christianity was a revolutionary religion. It was an instrument of revolution. Mm-hmm. It emerged in a place that was under the domination of the then greatest empire on the planet, at least the known for the Eastern Hemisphere at least. It was under Rome domination. And Rome was a brutal colonizer, extremely brutal. Actually, Rome went to Judea because of the tithes. Under Judean law, you had to give 1/10 of your income to the temple. And after the Judeans returned from Babylon, after spending some 20 years there in an earlier period, they became very lax. The high priests of the Sanhedrin became very lax in managing the security of Judea. Under the regulations and rules were that tithe was for the defense and protection of Judea. But they didn't do what they were supposed to do, like our modern-day politicians. Didn't do what they were supposed to do, and so at a point in time, Rome turned its eyes to that money, wanted that money that was collected and hoarded in Judea. And its entry into Judea was, as I said, brutal. So think of it, Nuri. Here you have a resentful, angry people who don't want to be colonized and governed by any external power. And the external power is doing everything to keep them in a state of disarray, in a state of non-unification, everything. And they didn't write the formula, but they were damn sure developed, improved on the formula. Mm-hmm. And along comes a movement that says there are only 2 commandments. We're not going to waste time with all those 10 commandments right now. 2 you have to remember. 1, you shall love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, all thy soul, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself.
That's right.
Immediately such a rule creates unification across class, race, ethnic group. It creates unification. You have to see the next person as your brother. And we, in our countries, we are still fighting the colonial battle. We are still fighting the domination battle.
The theory, yes.
So the rule, love your brother. If you were at the bottom, because what the Christian principle is urging you to do is to see the other person's need as your own.
Absolutely.
To see the other person's problem as your own. Oh, you have a problem? Well, I don't have that problem. But maybe I could use my brains to help you figure out how to solve your problem. When you see the world that way, you grow, who are giving their time and energy and resources, and you help your brother up
Yeah.
a step.
Absolutely.
And that was the ultimate challenge that Christianity, if it had properly taken root, would have done with Roman domination. It did it in part, but not in its totality. When the early Christians said to the Romans, we're not going to work in your system anymore, and went underground into the catapult, the emperor had no choice but to declare Christianity the national religion. They withdrew from the workforce, but they stayed what we now call a strike. They retired underground to their catapults where they lived, hunted and haunted by the Roman structure. So there is a history. If you want to look for something, a history, there's a history in early Christianity of rebellion against. They couldn't declare when they asked him, to whom should the tribute be rendered? What did he answer?
Yeah, you got to
Render
get
to Caesar the
what
things
is
that
his
are Caesar's,
and give to
and
God.
to God the things that are God.
Precisely. And don't mix up the two.
Don't mix up the two.
Right.
Don't ever mix them up. And so you have a history of a revolutionary vision of life. That early Christianity would become the liberating force right across the Middle East and all North Africa. It threatened the Roman system. It threatened it. They didn't know what to do. So in the end, because it became the state religion, it lost its revolutionary capacity. Because if any time the state takes you over, beware.
It was co-opted.
It is co-opted, exactly. That's the word. It was co-opted. But there is, in all our lives and history, there are, look at Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji used certain belief systems right out of Hinduism to create the non-violent movement, Satyagraha, all of that. When he declared the first act of resistance against the British was a national hostile, a day of fasting and prayer. Now, who is going to quarrel with that? He told them, stay home and pray and fast. Well, you're going to lock him up for praying and fasting? He's not locked up. Down the road, he gets locked up many times. But you have, many times, in the things, the traditions you bring with you, you have the core of resistance that can help you to launch a good fight. An ethical fight, a moral fight, but you can't be launching no moral fight if you are being unethical with your own people. How are you going to do that?
Yes.
Right?
That's correct.
You can't turn out there and tell the exploiter, hey, you're exploiting us when you are busy doing the same thing to your own people.
Exactly.
Enslaving them and exploiting them.
Exactly.
You can't do it. You don't stand on any moral ground at all. So that point you made on moral and ethical, that's why I called it, to back it up.
Yeah.
That's why they can't get on it in great part, Nuri. That is at the heart of it, because those people out there, they are cooking and they know how good we are. They know, but they allow the cookery when it suits them. Look at the Syrian mess they're in now. They have been happy to have Assad there and the father and all that. They were happy to have that because a strong, brutal ruler keeps the people subdued and in place,
Under
right?
control.
You don't have to deal with that. There work for you. But that doesn't give development. That keeps a country back. Look at the Mediterranean. Perfect example of that.
Thank you very much, Sister Sandra. Let's take our next break and come back. We can continue this conversation. I want to talk a little bit more about another idea that she surfaced, which is that there have been satellite images over the Belize River that have discovered that there are logs from way back 200 years ago that are still underneath, and that if they were extracted, they would be worth millions and millions of dollars. We could talk about that when we come back. Thank you again, Sister Sandra.
St. Mass 2024.
right, welcome back. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's 10 minutes now after 8 o'clock, and we still got some time to go. Our telephone lines are open at 280-5848. You're welcome to call and to weigh in. We got this text from one of our regular avid listener, and we always appreciate her input. She texted me that to mitigate the impact, which is what was spoken of earlier in the conversation with Ms. Koi, she said it sounds good. Strange that it is in the north and the west where real assessment will purportedly take place. No seawall has been built to mitigate the erosion down south, Monkey River. Included also Yabra coastline. No one has not even the environmentalists or Oceana, no one has queried about the construction of much needed seawalls. Clearly, we know that we need these seawalls and they're not being built. And then she also says that, the progressives will ask who defines ethical. Well, I think ethical, even if you're not a believer in God, you recognize there's a distinction between what is right and what is wrong. That's why we say do the right thing, because you could always make a moral equivalent. You don't, maybe have never been to church, you've never been to the mosque, you don't even believe in God, but you believe that there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. And if you got common sense, you realize that what goes around, if it doesn't come back that same day or that same week, eventually it still comes around and bites you. So in order to avoid the consequences of your bad action, your bad choices, it's good to think clearly before you act. Think, they used to say, think 7 times before you do any major act in your life, because if you don't think about it, the consequences of it will come back, regardless to whether you recognize that, and I don't like to call it karma. It is a term that is used many times. The reality is that it's better to do right and to have this ethical component in your behavior as an individual. But as systems within our governance system, the concept of doing the right thing presses on politicians, and as I was speaking to a brother that I respect very much yesterday, he was pointing out to me that many times when people talk about corruption in Belize, they only focus on politicians, as though government is corrupt or this particular politician is corrupt. When in reality, when you understand corruption, which is doing wrong, it goes all the way through our society, down to the man on the street. They look for hustle you if you don't watch yourself. So corruption is not something centered only at the highest level. But why does it get the attention at the highest level? Because it involves money. It involves a lot of people. It involves the resources and the wealth of people. And if you're corrupt at that level, then you're not only poisoning yourself, but you're affecting all those persons whose resources you are misusing. And so corruption gets the attention of government ministers of a particular government is looked at as corrupt. Ministers, in fact, I believe it was a famous statement by the Honorable Dean Barrow, the Right Honorable Dean Barrow, who spoke about the corruption in the lands department, better known as the natural resources, and he called it a bed of corruption, which means that it's entrenched. Well, we've had Minister Cordell there for over 3 years. What has he done? Has he been able to remove the intricacies of the corruption that goes on in the lands department, or are we still dealing? And this is not only ordinary people get one piece of land or 70 by 50 lot. We're talking about people who have thousands and thousands of acres of land, and those lands are being shifted around by people who are in very privileged position, very privileged know what to do positions, both in the government Ministry of Natural Resources and real estate people outside who understand the power of how to manipulate the system and dead raise, get value out of not putting anything in. So this idea of doing the right thing is a personal commitment to keep yourself away from the frustration of when it comes back and bites you, but it is also a precedent that is best to live by. Welcome again.
Hello, brother Nuri.
Yes, sir. Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, my brother. Kind of honored, whatever. No, I go to push.
Yeah, I hear one little hoarseness in your voice.
Yeah, I hear ready to go push.
Uh-huh.
I'm concerned of mine that the brother in the main area, no? Mr. Moody.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you hear here on the news yesterday, that I cattle get displaced, some of them died. But this brother, I know him well because we were jockeys together.
Uh-huh.
He senior me, but we were jockeys. We used to race.
I remember when you used to ride horse, brother.
Yep. And this brother went away,
Yeah.
worked his butt off in America, come back and have this investment because he loved it. He said that cattle people for a way back, the mood is.
Yeah.
He need help. You hear him calling out for help. And he put his own money. He don't man to beg nobody. What he's asking for is for a piece of land that is higher than what he have now, so the cattle ain't good. You know when they flood out, so you don't get affected. He said 2 years. In the up and down by the land department, they don't give her the go ahead, but yet you don't get the land yet. You know, and these things, and this our brother, I feel for her. Because like I tell you, there are hard-working people, like most of us, we are hard-working. You have to look out for your own, my brother. This brother, the up and down, he said up and down 2 years now. Everything done, they done send the drone, they done check out the place. So I don't know what the problem for you get the land. So this happened direct to the Minister of Lands, Cordell. Please, I beg you, look out for this brother. Because I really feel for this brother, I tell you.
Yeah.
A lot of investment going on, he tell you thousands upon thousands of dollars. Cattle are not joke for raise cattle. No?
Yeah,
It's
especially.
a very expensive venture.
Yeah.
Very expensive. A lot of people don't know that. People think that the cattle they out there they eat grass and that they eat. No. Not that you have to buy feed, you have to nourish the animal.
Yeah.
You have to bring in the vet to take care of the animal. It's
Yeah.
very expensive venture. You see, so please, to you, Mr. Colonel Hyde, please assist this brother and other farmers and cattle farmers like him. Thank you, brother.
All right. Yes, sir. Indeed. Yeah. In cases like that, you know, Ministry of Agriculture, Minister of Economic Development, you know, it's not only Cordell. It's a whole network that needs to come to play when you're dealing with something like that. Thank you for the call. I've heard also about people who would worry about the loss that will take place because the area where their cattle or their livestock is got flooded. And it's difficult for them to be able to move the animals out of the area where the flood was. So some people lost thousands of dollars of their livestock being washed away or unable to care for the livestock because of the flooded condition that they suffer. So there's challenges all over. Let's take our next break and we'll be back. We do have a guest that's scheduled to come in a little bit after 8:30. And if not, we will continue our conversation. All right, welcome back. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's a Friday morning, and so we're going to lighten up a little bit for the last part of our show, and we're going to talk football. We've got in studio members of the Port Loyola FC. We have their manager, who's been here so many times, Brother Sinclair. He is Leighton Sinclair. And we got a man here who want to test my Spanish this morning, because he's from Colombia. Andres Orozco. I wonder if the Orozcos come from Colombia. See, we find out where the Orozcos come from. No. All right, welcome to both of you. Bienvenido. All right, good. See, test out me what I do know. Tell me, Brother Sinclair, what's going on?
Yes, thanks for the invitation, Mr. Nuri. It's always a pleasure to come to Creme WUB show.
Yes, sir.
You have been a very good host to us, and I could say sponsor also, because you help us to promote and advertise our game.
Yes, sir.
I'm very excited to say that Port Loyola FC is again back in the finals and playing for the championship. I could remember the first time I came here, we started off and I made a promise to bring back a championship to the city, to the top.
Yes, you did.
We did accomplish that.
All right.
And we won last year's championship, the closing season, and we traveled to CONCACAF to play and represent the country.
Yes, sir.
And excited again that we have made the adjustments and we're back in the finals again.
Excellent, excellent.
Going for another championship to defend the city and represent the city.
Okay, great, great, great. This is good, this is good. And how many foreign, and you know, when I look on this man here, he look like he come from Belize. So,
yes.
But he's born in Colombia. So how many foreign players do you have?
Well, when we originally started off, we were fully local.
All right.
And we made some adjustments, and you know, after every season you try to get better.
Yeah.
And we had the acquisition of foreign players. Currently we have 5 international players.
All right.
We have from Colombia, we had from Peru.
Oh, way down there.
Yes, we had from way down there. We had from Argentina once.
Oh man, you're way on the edge there, yeah. All right.
So right now we have 5 international players, Miguel, Andres, Palomino. We have or Acompo. Yes.
Yes,
so
yes. I always remember, and when we talk about Yabra, a good Muslim brother, maybe before your time, his name was Saeed or Sales.
Okay.
He was from Argentina, and
yes.
he used to play, and he's passed now, but he became known in Yabra. He said, the white boy. That's the way they used to call him. Well, he was an excellent, excellent player, you know. May Allah have mercy upon him. Let me move to Andre and see if I could book my Spanish a little bit. He said he could understand English, but he can't talk English. All right, a little bit. Bienvenido. All right. Boy, I don't know if I could go anywhere beyond that. ¿Cuántos años usted?
Tengo 29.
29.
29.
29. Yeah. How much time have you been in Belize?
6 años tengo.
6 años.
Yeah.
You've been living here that long?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long time. Yeah, you're playing for somebody else.
Yo llegué en el 2018 un equipo que se llama Altitude en el sur. Ahí solo estaban 2 equipos aquí en Belice, Altitude y Port Loyola. Y los 2 para mí son como mi familia, porque tú sabes que nosotros, Pablo y Miguel, Palomín y yo, somos de Colombia y llegamos aquí a este país hermoso que nos acogió y pues somos unos beliceños más.
Okay, yes. Well, for our Spanish-speaking folks, which we know we have many, you pretty much understood everything that he had to say. I had a pick on what he said. But even I don't feel that bad, because even the manager, they tell me that you have to depend on other people to talk.
He's saying that he played for 2 clubs so far.
In Belize?
In Belize, yes. He played for Altitude FC, that's from Independence.
Okay.
However, Altitude didn't come out this season. Okay. So, you know, players are here and wanted to play, so we did scouting and we recruited some of the players from altitude, other players from the altitude went to other clubs.
Okay.
And we were fortunate to get the one of the top strikers in the country. Andres is very impressive. He's our goal scorer, one of our goal scorers, and he puts the ball behind the net.
That's good. That's very good. Very good. Well, I won't pretend as though I speak Espanol, my brother. So, yeah, that's the most important. You know, my experience is that when I didn't know that Colombia had so much black people. And it wasn't until I had a trip to Panama about maybe 30 years ago and saw the amount of people coming. I said, but wait a minute. All the advertisement kind of show us, you know, lone mestizo, etc. And I didn't realize so much Africans are in Colombia.
Sí, en Cartagena, Cali,
yes.
El Chocó, como la zona costera del país, mucho moreno,
mucho moreno, yes.
En Colombia, hay una isla que se llama San Andrés. Hablan criol también.
Yes, mucho criol.
En San Andrés hablan mucho criol también.
Yes. Well, we welcome you. You know, you're not just here. I mean, you've been here for a while and you've been playing, and so we welcome you. You're playing with a good club, I think you know that. And the man said that you're their main striker, so that means you're valued. You're not going to no other club. You will stay with this Port Loyola. We do have some other players, some of your other players.
Yes.
But I want you to talk a little bit more about your experience of being on the top.
Okay.
And what do we look forward to in the next few days?
Yes, first I would like to invite out the city to come out Sunday as we will be hosting the San Pedro Pirates.
All right.
It's at Marion Jones Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m.
All right.
To come in to support Port Loyola. You know, we've done a lot for football in the city, so we would like the support, and we love our fans. Our fan base is growing, it's getting big.
Yes.
The journey, I think, Mr. Nuri, is always the testimony behind the outcome. And over the 2.5 years, this is our third consecutive year going to the finals.
Yes.
Third consecutive season going to the finals. We have grown a lot despite the challenge of sponsorship. We've come together, the players understand the tightness of the finance, but they come out to play ball, and the leadership, the owners, the managers, they buy into what the concept is in trying to defend the city and bring a championship back to the city.
Yeah, very important. Tell us about some of your sponsors, because
Yes. Sponsorship is always very necessary. Currently we have a couple of sponsors, and we have Life Skills Multipurpose, we have the National Sports Council, Honorable Gilroy Usher Sr., we have Club Bizzo, Garcia Motors, C&J Auto Sales, Kifam Palm Shop, Wiley, Foka, Honorable Mala. Yes, Madisco, and I want to big up especially Brick City, one of your own brother from Kern.
Yeah.
And Brick City has been very instrumental in helping us to promote the game. He does what the streets to say,
yes,
and he promotes the game a lot. So I like to big up Brick City, and especially Honorable Anthony Marla.
Yes,
he has come on board for the past year and a half. And he has donated and sponsored us a lot. So that I could think contribute to our major success.
Yeah. Well, let me say that Brother Marla is a minister of government that I truly respect, and he's really put his money where he mouth there.
Yes,
he's really,
and he loves the sport.
He loves the sport, and he loves developing police. I mean, this is the man that brought Berger Field to reality after all the years and promises and promises and promises. Berger Field is now functional, and I want to personally thank him on behalf of XTV and Creme Radio, for he has been the sponsor, his ministry has been the sponsor of Naval String Connect every Thursday night. So big up yourself, Brother Anthony Marla. Let's take a break and then come back with another part of your team.
Sure.
And then we can talk a little bit more.
Okay.
All right?
Definitely.
We'll take the next break.
St. WUB 2024.
All right, welcome back. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's a Friday morning, the 6th day of December, and we're talking football. We've got Port Loyola FC in the house. We've just talked to their manager, and they've stepped off the set so that other players can come on the set. And we have champion Ian Ganier. He needs no kind of introduction. He's kind of, we almost think about making him a host here because he's been here so many times. And then we have a young brother from Dangriga, Carlos Palacio.
Morning.
Morning, brother. Welcome, Carlos. All right, you will get a chance to win tickets to the game on Sunday, and there are 3 tickets. Now, is 3 tickets one lick or 3 different questions?
3 different questions.
All right, give me the first question.
First question, which year did Port Loyola enter PLB?
And numbers here is 2805848. You win a ticket for the game this Sunday. Brother Ganier, give us your perspective of what's been happening. You've been there. I remember when you came on first, you were talking about using your skills, your international experiences to try to bring the team up. It was a kind of a difficulty because, as I said to Brother St. Clair, I mean, an uphill drive to try to get. But look who they now. Who they tapa.
You know, when you try to start something new, you know, easy for the first, right? And that's like entrepreneur when you got your new business. Yeah, take you a while to make you start, say, you know, your early profit, your revenue to come in and things. So, I mean, you just have to stick it through and go through it because you don't know. That you had time to go first before you could reap the leaf fruits.
Yes.
I know with all the work I help put in for this club.
Yes,
the championship of that, what shall I say, 3 seasons straight.
Yes.
We're going to the finals. And we don't have our foot in at this one because we're up 3 goals. Right? And when we go to San Pedro, they bring out everybody. They bring out the guy for our big hand where they blow. If you try to intimidate we. But we make them know. Call this Sunday, we bring a whole of the city. Everybody with a Port FC. And we are there in a full white.
Good.
We're there, they say they are blue sun on me. Hold on. What trying to see with a full white. So once you come that game, put on a white, a full white Port the way Sunday.
Good. The number is 2805848. Look like people know. Why you give so a hard question like that?
No, man, easy question.
Easy question? All right.
If you follow Port, you must know. Yeah, we come out.
All right. Good. Give the second question.
The second question. Name 3 goalkeepers for Port Loyola.
3.
Every 3 you know.
All right. Good. 2805848. You come from Dangriga?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. And you play... you're a goalkeeper. I hope the ladies going to listen. That's one of the answer already. Palazzo. So you just need 2 more to get that ticket. All right. And why I want to make one suggestion because of time. Why not get the next question and then they could answer any one of them 3 questions there in order to do it.
All right, that one way easier. They might get this one now. Name Port Loyola first home field.
All right. Because I think about the answer.
I think the people must know tune in, man, because your line may be hot right now, man.
Easy answer. 2805848. Yeah, Brother Palacio, how long you been playing ball?
Playing ball for approximately the past 8 years.
How old are you?
19 years old.
Oh man, you've been playing ball from your small.
Yes, sir.
That's good. How you feel? How long you been with this team?
This is actually my first season at Port Loyola FC. But it's honestly been one of my best seasons so far. I was the second goalkeeper, and down in the finals, the first goalkeeper got injured, and I got my time to step up, played the 2 semi-finals game, and we came out victorious in the 2 semi-finals games. So it was honestly like one of the best experiences because I've never played on that level before. So coming to Port and I've got the chance to play at that level, it was honestly like a great experience.
Yeah. That's a good story about your
coming up. This man picture way back when in the national team I was going to train at Dangriga. Well, like this. No, the man can't believe me and the man not teammate. No.
Yeah. Could you believe?
If you see a picture there and laugh, when he's so small and then me take a picture now, me and the man share the field together.
That's good. And look, you get taller than you too.
Yeah.
It's good. Man, I don't know what happened with your fans. I mean,
no, if not, they must be more tuned in for Facebook thing, man. If not, people give it up for Facebook thing. But definitely, we are giving some pass because that's what Port like all about.
All right.
We give back. We make sure we give back.
First question, your field. Second question, your goalie. And third question was the first question. When you entered the field. So 280-5848. You could get tickets to go in for this game on Sunday.
I don't want to stress, man, the league sponsorship, like the manager, when the man mentioned, I want to thank Dion Leslie, because he really helped me out.
Oh, yes.
When in the boss need help, because, it's easy for me, for we play a role. So we have, we have 5 international players, you see the Colombian commander, but they score goal, but they contribute a whole lot to the team. Then a part of we success,
All right. Here's a call. Welcome, caller. Morning.
I'll be honest with you.
All right.
I don't know nothing about football game, but I want to go to a football game.
Okay.
So, please help me out. Radio and all.
But no,
Mr. Hanas,
listen to me. I support Yapa basketball because I don't basketball fan.
All right.
But that's not so I can't be a football fan neither.
So you need a ticket to become a football fan.
Well, start me up, my brother. I don't want to start me up. I support Yapa,
Right.
You understand? But I know to tell you no lie. My son a basketball
Manager?
player. My boy basketball player. So let I be a lead football player to me.
Manager?
And I'll be honest with you.
You hear that? You are successful. He said yes. You will be a fan. Yes.
Oh my goodness, thank you very much.
Yes, you will get that ticket. You want to give your name?
Yeah, man, Wilma Thompson.
Oh, Miss Thompson. Yes. All right. You want to give the number or you want to left the ticket there by the booth? You could do it one or two ways.
I don't know nothing about that. You just tell me how I could do it and
all right. Okay.
You
prefer your number?
The name, I call left the name.
All right.
Like manager, you good? Because then maybe they just left it at the gate. The name, could just left it at the gate.
Miss Thompson and all right, Miss Widmer, and then you could just come by Creme booth, security booth.
You have the ticket.
You could pick up.
You don't have the physical ticket. In name, right at the door. Right there, sir. No problem.
All right, if you
just give the name.
Many times I don't know how Creme fan, so I don't want to get there.
Okay, so you could come. They left it at the gate. They left it at the gate field.
Sunday.
All right. No.
Many times, guys,
you don't have the physical ticket there.
Oh, you don't got
right there, sir.
All right, well, listen, he's saying come to the game on Sunday and pick up your ticket at the booth.
Right there,
before you enter.
Okay.
And we have left your name out there.
Okay then.
Thanks yeah, Sister Thompson. I like how you come with it,
Yes, man.
No, I'll be honest, right? Because
that
I would love to go. Every time I want to go to MCC, I don't go there. That broke up. Kind of a broke up. But
okay. But you don't be at MCC, you'll be at
I know you're not be the MCC, sir. I know. But just to tell you, from way back, I want to go one of the guys to help me out.
Oh,
That's a lot.
Well, you will get that.
Today and a win for us, right?
All right, Sister Thompson. Take care.
Okay, have a nice day.
You too. All right. Very good.
So, this is all right. Tell her right there. I saw we to try turn for we people in to be a Port fan. Like that lady. She's never gone a game. And this is how we were never gone a game. Come out, come watch Port play, we are entertain,
Yes. You become a fan
after that. Yes,
280-5848. We still got some time before we close down. Welcome, caller.
Hi, morning, guys.
Morning.
Is it the old Commonwealth field was the first field for Yaba?
No.
That I don't think no league game could play the Yaba field. You have to that one of the stadium there we normally use make the field use.
Was it by the Yaba field so by what do you call
you feel? Remember the start, the highest league that believes.
All right. Thanks for trying. Yeah. 280-5848. You got just about 5 minutes. You have to call in and try to get that ticket. Having had international experience, it's important to understand, Jan, that we sometimes we don't focus on the fact that our players at that home field in Belize, when they get international, they're just as outstanding and even more, and they come back with a lot of experience. That's your experience, and it's also Shane Orio's experience, and others likewise, which shows that we produce excellent players in all the various fields of sports that we have in Belize. Share a minute your experience abroad when compared to home.
Abroad, it's more different because abroad is more professional, more professional environment.
Yeah. Let's go back to the phone. Welcome, caller. Yeah, welcome. Oh, no, they gone. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I must use when I say abroad, CONCACAF, because this is in the area, Belize and Central America, and more professional and we learn a lot because time the first thing, and me transiting into being a coach. One thing I care to my younger guys, time, because they don't wait for you. So like if we are game, 2 hours time, we don't have everything count down to the game time. That's the first thing. Time with that, where they eat, the amount of time they train, how they rest, everything, And most of all for the fans, they have real loyal fans where no matter if they're in a player or a team or they wear a bottom, then they show up. Then they come out for support for their team. And that was living for them. Like me, I have to go to my 8 to 5 after foot. Get ready for work, then in the evening go train. That's what they do.
Yeah, that's their job.
That's how they put food on their table. Right? And we try.
Welcome, caller.
Yes, you asked some difficult question, Palasa, Palomino, but I don't know your ticket. What I can't do is to congratulate the management of Port Loyola FC, because it's no easy feat that you've been in the championship 3 consecutive years. I think that tells a lot about the management and the management structure of Port Loyola FC. I've always told the management this, I like that you incorporate new players and young players, because that is the only way our local football will grow. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I like about this championship is that it is not splattered with foreigners and mostly local talents on both teams, and that also speaks well for our football. You might know me, I am the vice president of the league. I speak in the interest of the league.
Yes, I can tell.
Whatever you guys are doing, keep on doing it and share the love with other clubs with the struggle.
All right, good. All right, sir. Good. Very, very important. I want to take the opportunity to big up Wani, Alex Underwood, one of the sponsors of the team. Good brother.
I have to big up that man, because every week, easy to make that man meet payroll. When we done work out, my teammates and ask me, call for safe period, that's how I deal with it already, pan, like say we get paid Wednesday, maybe already Wednesday, we'll get it the Thursday, so big up that man, big up Wani, big up Alexander Wood, whatever he do, to make, to get free money and what a man they are wrong the beg, to try to get sponsorship even last night, tell me, we try to say how we get more because it's tough to meet payroll, and there are a lot of people on board and need to understand that football, it's quite a lot for bring this, to bring everybody together like that, easy. I mean, we got people for a different country now, and we big up the city. The city never did happen in the city like that for say, football-wise, to make a reach so far. The last time our team celebrate, I believe, 24 years ago, culture yard. The last time we win and celebrate, where they bring the trophy, raise the trophy, I believe, 24 years ago.
So we bring that trophy up the top here so that they could see it better, Mr. Cliff. We get some shots of that trophy.
Yeah, that one there, remember we had to go and get at Takayo. Last year around that time, altitude beat the writer, so we did never go for, raise that trophy.
Yes.
So now we got a chance Sunday, raise the another one like this, add to the collection, right?
I'll put it up here. Yeah.
So we could add to the collection. Like, so, 2, when I call you back next week or whatever.
Yeah.
Another one just like this, I pin one to that.
All right. Yeah, welcome, caller. Morning.
Charlie Flusher used to grab ball for you, right?
Who that?
Charlie Flusher.
Charlie.
Yeah, he used to grab ball for you, but the other Port FC. About Port right now.
Okay then.
The Port FC, you're going to game Sunday,
My man, you gotta tell me about it. I remember Charles Flusher and Nelson Mark. Alright then. I like me to listen to your voice, I want me to calf ass.
Well, you're going to the game Sunday. That's why I make I feel good. If I say yes, you're going to the game.
If I'm going to the game?
Yeah.
At the point I was going to the game for you.
Alright, thank you. That means I feel look nicer and meet up then.
You know, my favorite kick up on the team.
I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
All right. Good. All right, we got to get some closing comments. It's been good. It's a good way to end our show on a high note. Welcome, caller.
Good morning, and MCC.
Yeah, MCC, the first field. First field for Port, first home field. MCC.
MCC, right?
Yeah, correct.
So you got a ticket, my brother. What's the name? Salvador Irales.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, well, listen, your ticket, you could get it at
the Gate Sunday.
At the game, the
Gate Sunday.
I represent Port Posero, right? So this is Adido, right? So that's the little blessings, right? Of they both.
Yes.
Well, I will right too.
All right.
Blessings.
No thanks.
All right, good, my brother. Yeah. Very, very, very important. Well, we got the trophy here, and we gotta look at this, and it feels good to be having such a big trophy too. Right?
Yes, man.
Yeah, a big.
Blood and sweat, for everybody for our poor take this song.
Indeed. All right, well, let's get some closing comment. I'll start with you, new man to the team. Yes. Anything you'd like to say in closing, brother?
I saw all the fans come out that game Sunday and go support the team. Yeah, we could bring this championship to Belize City. I don't know for Belize City, but happy to be a part of Belize City team, and we are bringing this championship home to Belize City for no Sunday. Let's come out at the game.
All right, excellent. Well, Nuri, you got the last word.
Well, for me, I touch part because I know just look for my life today, tomorrow for the young man where the train archer.
Yes.
Before I left, and go be a coach and maybe be one of the coach.
Yeah.
Right? We have to continue to build this foundation and set it correct, and
yes,
with that, I think we just need more people to come on board, like what I say, and easy to be a champ. And you know what it take being a champ and being just to do it over and over.
Yeah.
Right?
Hard work.
Real hard work, and I think we just need more people to come on board and help women. It's right there for me. Once we get more people, trust me, go to the game Sunday and watch the amount of people we bring out. Watch a lady we call in. Yeah. She said she never, she don't want a Port fan or football fan. Yeah, but now we make she a football fan.
That's right.
And many more we have like that. But I mean, we just need help. We need support. Easy to put this together.
Yeah.
You got the man that got the business, man that have money. If they get this a lot of headache. Yeah. So all we want are just us try eating port side. Like, you know, we could take care of the expense there and I continue to do this because right now we influence a lot of young people.
Oh yeah.
A lot, because when they hear about port, they never feel like we this good or we could reach up or we reach. We not call the big team there.
Yeah.
The big team we got out of the big head way, a lot of teams they try for years or years scared up. Port call right there beat.
Yeah.
So I mean we want to influence the youths there in a real positive kind of way, and that's why I call off of a really big up my city.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I'm from. Big up my city and make sure that tomorrow the youths will have a future, and with that, just try to lead that on, man. Throw something for put.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't mind putting business name, whatever part for we jersey, and everybody want to put jersey. So you say you wear one, or you think you probably see, you know, any business right there when you watch it, so the thing I get wrong.
Yeah, well, they bring one today, but he kind of smiles.
So I get one, maybe I'll get a championship shirt.
I hope so.
Yeah. Then my put you up 3-0.
I will
close up.
proudly.
I believe we got fireworks, they got everything.
Yeah.
So, you know, send them back there at San Pedro, real kind of way.
So no hand or nothing, we just want to put
hand for there. We got fireworks. I mean, Sunday will be a fulfilling event.
Yes.
You know, as we take on the last game before 2024 done.
Yeah.
We win the first one. We win the closing one. This year, we have to finish off this first one. We could say Port FC 2024 champion.
Yes.
Okay, I say nothing else with that.
Right.
2024, we win the whole year.
Yeah.
The whole year, Port FC.
Well,
we used to hear that, right?
Yeah. Well, we encourage you to come out because this is a family affair. You know, this is one of the few things that we could gather up our children and take them out and see one good, healthy sport. So, you know, we are one of your main sponsors. So, you know, we'll always be here when you come back, even when you come back as a CONCACAF champ. I mean, we have one parade through the streets of Belize City, make people understand good things, great things come out of this city. Well, we come to the end of the program now, and we finish with our ads and everything. So then you'd say, I want to join me in giving our final words. We want to thank, personally, Mr. Anthony Grant downstairs in Simulcast. Upstairs we had Christy Flowers. I failed to mention them yesterday in closing. And we end on a high note. We'll expect that you want to come out and give support to Port Loyola FC this coming Sunday at the Marion Jones Stadium. So Belizeans, stand strong, stand firm, do the right thing. For now, we're gone!
Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling.